Today, I'll talk about the fundamentals of fat loss in areas that you'll want to address if fat loss is your goal. And even if it's not, these are fundamentals that are basically just keys to being healthier and happier and just helping you to maintain a healthy weight throughout your life. So first of all, if you are trying to lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit. And that means that you need to burn more calories than you consume. So it's not a perfect math equation though. It's not as simple as just adding up numbers and figuring out exactly how much weight you're going to lose. First of all, if you're using numbers from a fitness watch and from a meal tracking app or a food tracking app, those numbers are not going to be 100% accurate. They'll give you a ballpark, but you cannot just plan on weight loss strictly based off of those numbers. And then also you have things like hormones that are going to play a role in how your body processes the food that you eat and the processes the calories that you eat. Also, if you are going too crazy with your caloric deficit, if you're getting really extreme, it's not going to be sustainable and your body's going to fight back, which is going to make things even more difficult. So don't expect it to be a perfect math equation, but just understand the overall idea that fat loss involves burning more calories than you consume. So second thing would be strength training. When it comes to fat loss or just long-term weight maintenance, the amount of muscle mass we have plays a very important role. And muscle is going to require more calories just to maintain. So having more muscle on our bodies is going to burn fat better than having more fat on our bodies. So if we don't have much muscle, we're going to have a slower metabolism, meaning it can become pretty easy to overeat. When we have enough muscle mass or an adequate amount, now this doesn't mean that you're going to look like a bodybuilder, but you want to have at least some muscle definition. When we have adequate muscle mass, our metabolism is going to stay at a healthier level and it can stay more consistent over time, even if we have other fluctuations and other changes in our lives. So this takes us back to strength training. You need it. We need strength training in order to build muscle mass. As we age, our bodies naturally lose muscle, meaning our metabolisms are naturally slowing down as we get older. But by strength training and getting enough protein, which we'll talk about in a second, we can fight that and we can keep our metabolism at a healthier level. So that brings us to number 3, as just mentioned, eat enough protein. Like we just talked about, we need strength training to help break down our muscles, and then we need protein to help build them back up. That's how we maintain our muscle mass. If you're never stressing your muscles, your body's never going to hold on to very much muscle mass. And it means that your metabolism is going to slow down over time. Not only that, but protein is also going to be helpful in keeping you feel full for longer and also can help limit your cravings, meaning you'll eat fewer calories overall and have a better chance of finding that caloric deficit that we've talked about. So number 4 brings us to vegetables. Vegetables are going to be key to most aspects of your health. They'll help you fight off disease and prevent illness. They'll help your body recover. They'll help keep your bones healthy. And then when it comes to our appetite and fat loss, vegetables contain a lot of fiber and water, which is going to help keep us hydrated and fill us up more too. And they have a ton of nutrients without a lot of calories, so that means they need to be a pretty important part of our diet in order to keep a good energy balance with the calories in and the calories out. So number 5, we want to limit liquid calories. Things like soft drinks, juice, and energy drinks are all common ways that we add a lot of empty calories to our diet. Even natural 100% fruit juice is mostly all sugar with very little nutrition or fiber, so it's not going to be very helpful. And one thing that people overlook a lot of times is coffee drinks, like Starbucks drinks. These usually contain a lot of calories, and these calories are not nutritious ones. You're typically not going to be getting protein, fiber, and vitamins. You're going to just get a lot of sugar, which can lead to more cravings later in the day. So start paying attention to what you're actually consuming and the liquid calories that you're actually consuming. Obviously, water and tea are going to be really good options, but if you're having coffee, at least look for lower calorie options or go a little bit lighter on the sweetener to help yourself out. Number 6 is going to be sleep. Poor sleep is correlated with a higher risk of obesity, diabetes, heart attack, stroke, and just overall lower immunity overall. Sleep is when our bodies recover and we get ready for the next day. So if we're not getting enough of it or it's pretty poor quality, we tend to feel sluggish, we'll get more cranky, and we usually end up having more cravings, particularly for carb foods like sweet and sugary foods, which obviously isn't going to help us maintain a healthy weight over time. So work on improving your sleep by keeping your bedroom cool and dark. Try to stay pretty consistent with your sleep times and your wake up times. So try to go to bed around the same time each night. Try to wake up around the same time each morning. Number 7 is food quality. You hear a lot about calories and macros and the overall quantity of food, which is certainly important, but don't forget about quality. We want mostly unprocessed whole foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, healthy fats. When we put these kind of good foods into our bodies, we're setting ourselves up for a lower likelihood of storing those calories as body fat. And then last, we need to be consistent. We need to create a sustainable plan. We can't just go overboard and burn ourselves out within a few days or a few weeks. We've all done it before, but we need to learn from those mistakes, and we need to take a more gradual approach to improving our eating and our habits. Nothing's going to stick if you're going to try to do a 180 on 20 different aspects of your health all at the same time. We need to make small changes that we can actually get comfortable with. So you need to pick one thing to focus on, start making some improvements, and then you can build from there. So to recap, our 8 fundamentals of fat loss and just overall health in general would be: 1, you need to be in a caloric deficit if you are trying to lose fat. 2, you should incorporate strength training. 3, make sure you're eating enough protein. 4, eat a lot of vegetables. 5, be careful with your liquid calories. 6, go for quality sleep. 7, quality food. And 8, be consistent. Try to make improvements that are going to last. So don't try to tackle everything at once, but these are 8 options for places that you can potentially start looking to make improvements. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.